Welcome to an all-new Nerdflix and Chill cameo, Season 7.
Whoop, whoop, man.
It sounds like we've done 7 seasons of Nerdflix and Chill, but maybe 3 or 4. We've been tooling with the show all 7 seasons. You know what I mean?
Right. Making some differences, keeping up with the times.
Trying to come up with new stuff, throwing stuff away. I think eventually we'll probably just throw it all away, cameo.
Eventually, but not anytime soon.
No, I want to at least get to season 10. That way we go into podcast, what do you call it? Not simulation. The shows that come on. The shows that come on. Syndication.
Oh, syndicated. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, technically we are syndicated. Like, isn't that what basically we are? Because you can
basically
catch us 5 nights a week.
Not paid syndication, though.
Right after Cheers. In between Cheers and Frasier, you can catch Nerds to Men. But we're here to Nerdflix and Chill. That sounds sexier than it is, but we're letting you know what it
is.
Yeah. We're really letting you know what you need to be watching so you can live vicariously through us. All right.
Yeah.
The first thing we're going to talk about today, Mandalorian came back. Kind of caught me by surprise because I don't know what I was like in La La Land. Like, man, I wish
you
something.
Asked me, and I was like, Brad, get it together.
Yeah. Like, did you know Mandalorian came out today? Like, yeah. But hey, you know how great it is though when you don't know something's about to drop that like you're really looking forward to, and then you're like, oh, guess what's today? But it should have been. They should have saved it for May the 4th. That's what I think.
There's something else that needs to be saved for May the 4th too, but we'll get to that here in a second.
But this one, it's actually it's season 3, episode 1, but it's chapter 17, The Apostate. It came out last week, and I thought it was a very good episode. He's basically trying to become a Mandalore again, and he has to go
to redemption.
Yeah, he has to go to the Mandalore world and bathe in some sacred waterfall and wash his, sins away, basically. Again, what now? Is it just solely that he took his helmet off? Is that what this is all about? That is so messed up.
Yeah,
like y'all could have a little wiggle room,
right? I will say though, is that if they were going to bless the child Mandalorian with that water, why couldn't he just bathe in that water? That didn't make any sense to me.
Here's the other thing.
Like, how are you going to make more Mandalorians if you can't even do the ritual correct?
Well, maybe it was more to do with him having to go there for redemption instead of creation or something. I don't know.
Possibly.
But
think about that.
Here's the thing that I was wondering, because we start off with an alligator turtle that pops up out of the ocean, and it's like humongous. Like, okay, so how did they not know that could have been something that they should be afraid of? Is it because that they were new to that place because they've been kicked off of their planet?
Maybe.
Because I thought the purges were a while ago.
They were.
Okay.
And another thing too, when they shot their little cables into him, what did they think that was going to do?
Yeah.
I know they were trying to hold it down or make it not move. This is an alligator turtle. Either one or two things was going to happen. One, it was going to retract into its shell and you would get sucked in possibly. Two is what it did and did the death barrel roll.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Mandalorians aren't that smart, except for Mando and the blacksmith. So whatever.
Yeah,
I know it's a show, people. I know it's a show, but dang.
I know. But that was just something I thought, like, okay, for that to be that huge, you got to be thinking like, I'm not going anywhere near that water.
Mm-hmm.
Or else they didn't know anything about it. And then why?
Right.
Why wouldn't they know?
Yeah.
So just one little thing, but
yeah. And I was super excited. I was super excited when I saw the blacksmith making a helmet. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Grogu is getting a Mandalore suit. I was like, oh no, he's going to be a Mandalorian now. But that's not what happened. Hopefully it happens later on in the season.
Yeah.
Because I think that'd be so cool to have his little ears like sticking out and has his own little helmet.
So yeah. Grogu just, this episode just looking adorable, just doing his thing.
Always.
Popping up in that little bubble like, hey, what's up?
I'm cute.
Yeah.
Here I am.
But I heard, and I wanted to get your take on this, Cameo, that I don't know if you'd call them fans, but there were people that were angry that tuned in because they're like, wait, why isn't he off at Jedi school? And it's because they did not watch Boba Fett. And now they're mad because they didn't realize that they had to watch Boba Fett to, and I'm like, where were you? Like, where? If you watched Mandalorian, I get that Boba Fett's a different thing, but you have to have thought, I guess some people didn't though, but that there was going to be a connection there.
Yeah, I wonder if those are the same people that were like, when Han Solo movie came out, they're like, what? Darth Maul is back? What? When did this happen? Yeah. Did you not watch the cartoon? Obviously not.
Even then, though, even with that, though, like, okay, sure. That's fine. I think they wanted some people to kind of be like, oh, Darth Maul's back. Like, that. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Like, this is a Disney Plus show, The Mandalorian. Then Boba Fett's on Disney Plus. So it's not too different. You know what I mean? It's not.
And completely. Did they not watch the trailer? Because we saw Grogu with Mandalorian.
And then every single person said, oh, well, Boba Fett was just basically season 2.5 of Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So you can't.
It really didn't start good until like the last 3 episodes and it had Mandalorian in it.
Yeah. So it's weird to me that like people would be taking it so off guard that like, oh, we didn't have any idea that this connected. And you definitely didn't listen to our podcast because we talked about the Boba Fett episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're listening right now and you're like, well, I did miss out on all that and didn't know that and this and that and the other, then listen to our podcast.
Right.
And like and subscribe, you more than anybody.
Right.
That way you get the notification every week
that Grogu is on the Mandalorian.
And adorable.
And cute. And with his little baby teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah. So when he eating like some kind of, that's so cute.
Oh, then when he grabbed the other little aliens when they were trying to fix IG-11.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was like, squeeze.
But yeah, so very good first episode.
Mm-hmm.
I never have any problems with Mandalorian hardly. There's been maybe 1 or 2 episodes where I thought it might have been a little fillerish, but not many at all. So I'll always be looking forward to every episode of Mandalorian. Next episode comes out. Let's see. By the time you see this, the second episode will probably already have been out on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. But we'll talk about more Mandalorian as the season goes, right, Cameo?
Yes, sir.
I would also think, though, that the people who were like, I didn't realize that it was a continuation from Boba Fett are probably like, I didn't realize Mandalorian season 3 started already.
Also true.
All right, Cameo, let's jump into what people should be watching on Sunday nights on HBO Max. The Last of Us.
Yep.
Episode 7 and 8 have aired since we talked about Last of Us last.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, I was not looking.
6 and 7.
No.
You say 7 and 8?
Yeah.
Is it? Wait, I thought this was episode 7.
I'm pretty sure 7 and 8 are the last two episodes, but we can look it up real quick if it would set your mind at ease.
Yeah, it will. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay. Because I did look it up, I wanted to make sure, and I if everything is as I looked it up, we had episode 8 last night, and then episode 8 March 5th, and then episode 9 comes out March 12th, and that's the last episode.
Maybe I'm just thinking because of almost all the other shows that we watch are only like 8 episodes
or 10,
and
this one's just 9. So
yeah, why you got to be on an odd number?
Yeah, I don't know, but but episode 7, a lot of people had said it was kind of more filler, and I see what they meant because it was a flashback episode to before when she was in whatever little place that she was in before, but it was after the zombie, because they've been in a zombie outbreak like for 20 years. The worst outbreak of athlete's foot I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's not just your foot, it's your whole body.
But
make sure you wear your socks.
But as episode 7 was going, I was kind of like, this one is where she's going to get bit. And of course, that's what happened. It showed us she spends the time with her friend who has become a firefly, right?
Yeah.
And so is kind of the enemy of all the people that she's with. And they kind of have like a friendship / kind of budding romance going on. And they're kind of having like, fun times at the mall, which if you want to see a great zombie movie set in the mall, go watch Dawn of the Dead, either the original or the remake, which was written by James Gunn and directed by Zack Snyder, or reversed, but I'm pretty sure it was written by James Gunn and directed by Zack Snyder, which is a great zombie movie at the mall. But this one, it was funny because, I think if there was a zombie outbreak, like going to the mall would be fun. You could go to all the different stores, get you some Sbarro.
Ooh, I miss Sbarro.
Some Orange Julius. If you wanted to have a diabetic coma, get you some Sbarro and some Orange Julius. Those the double crust pizzas, like, you know what I'm talking about, that they had? Where it was, Sbarro.
Good times. And you know what's sad? The newer generations.
There's no more Sbarro?
Yeah. The newer generations will never know how good mall food really is.
Is it good though? Like even Sbarro, like you if you took Sbarro out of the mall, you probably wouldn't go there.
Oh, I would.
Would you?
Right now?
Yeah,
I would.
Like if you had the choice between Sbarro and, I don't know, Godfathers or...
I don't know. Godfathers holds a very special place.
Papa John's.
Oh, over Papa John's? Heavens, yes.
Mazio's.
Yes.
Giancarlo Esposito's.
He should have a pizza place.
He had a pretty good chicken place, actually. It's crazy.
El Pollo Loco?
Yeah, crazy. But anyway, back to...
No, it's not El Pollo Loco. That's an actual restaurant.
It was the Hermano.
Yeah.
The Chicken Brothers.
Yeah.
Because I said crazy. I was wrong, too. I was thinking the same one. El Pollo Loco. But it was, what was it? El Pollo Hermano?
I think so.
Or was it Hermano Pollo? Chicken Brothers. Because I think it would so Hermano would have come first. Anyway, we went way off track.
Right.
But yeah, rest in peace, Sbarro. Oh, you know what would be great right now, Cameo? Like if me and you were going to Nerdflix and chill, if we could go get some Sbarro at the mall and then go to Blockbuster and get some movies.
Oh, Los Pollos Hermanos.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay. You see what I'm saying though, Cameo? We should go to Blockbuster, and if they don't have what we want, we'll go to Hollywood Video. Then we'll get our Sbarro. We'll be set.
Man, that needs to happen.
We could stop by KB Toys on the way.
Right? Oh, KB Toys.
Oh my gosh. But so anyway, that was episode 7 where they were at the mall. And yes, she does get bit. Her friend gets bit. Of course, she bites the bullet because, you know, she doesn't have the special healing powers.
She's not Wolverine, so sorry. Yeah.
So then we get to episode 8, which catches us back up to where we should be. Joel's been shot, right? He got shot. Stabbed. And she's trying to nurse him back into health. She goes and gets penicillin and then gives him the shot right in the wound. And I'm like, I literally upchucked my Sbarro.
I was thinking that when they showed his wound, I was hoping that it was gonna be like all green and pussy like. But it wasn't. So.
You wanted him to have gangrene, huh?
I did.
Well, he didn't.
I mean, because I already know how the show ends, so it's just like, you know, just make it nasty.
I don't want to think too hard on what you just said because that sounds awfully spoilerish, but because I don't know how the show's going to end. It'll be next week though when it does.
Yep.
But this episode 8, man, I thought that was a great episode. She's out looking for supplies. She gets caught up by these guys that they had run into before. She'd killed one of them.
You know, the thing is with this episode, and I mean, I know it's based off the video game. I know it's, you know, not real, but it's like, you know, you see a young girl, and if you were morally correct in the mind, just let her go. Like she wasn't doing nothing to nobody. She was out hunting, and you're like, no, you need to come with us. You know, we need you. No, you don't. You're just, you know, trying to use me because I'm another female.
She's a breeder, basically.
Basically, yeah. And
which I don't mean that to sound as callous. I'm just saying in their minds.
That's just what it is. That's just
their minds.
And if you watch the episode, that's exactly what he was alluding to.
Which really gave me. Did you see 28 Days Later? It gave me those kind of vibes, like where they ended up at the military base, and it was kind of the same idea because, you know, you're in this post-apocalyptic world, and the rules are a little bit different as far as what you can get away with. So you end up finding a lot of people who are a lot crueler and a lot, you know, like you said, less moral because, you know, this not like this guy gave her the option and said, do you want to be a part of this? This is what you would have to be doing. You know, you'd have to be helping us build our community. But when she says no means no. So that's when you find out that this guy's a real piece of crap.
Right.
And it starts getting very dark in there very fast as far as the story goes. So finally Joel gets out, like he starts coming to, and he like wastes a couple dudes, and man, like Joel's a murderer. And I'm not saying like, I'm saying he did bad, but he don't have no qualms of ending your life. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was
not
cool.
Especially when it's, you know, I think the way that Joel is coming along, and if you haven't played the video game, you know, you're seeing it for the first time. You're seeing that he's finally getting there's a connection, like a father-daughter type connection now. Yeah. Or uncle niece, or whatever the case may be. But you see that this is like a genuine love for somebody, you know, you're accountable for.
Right.
Whether you're doing it for the greater mankind, or you're doing it because you actually care for the person. You're starting to see how Joel is evolving into this father figure to Ellie.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Which, we figured that was going to happen, but it's been a good story along the way showing how, yeah.
when she was, when she finally gave him the penicillin and she was like laying on him, I was like, I couldn't help but make the joke like, who are you? What are you doing?
From the Saturday Night Live skit. Yeah, that's funny.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, and you're thinking I'm just being very disrespectful, go watch Pedro Pascal hospital skit on SNL.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Watch the whole episode because I think
the whole episode was good.
I think he is super funny.
Yeah.
I thought he was really funny in that movie, The Bubble. Like, he's been around a lot longer than I thought.
The Bubble? Who was he on The Bubble? Oh, I'm thinking Bubble Boy. Never mind.
No, the one, the Judd Apatow movie where all the actors and the actresses are like, yeah,
they're
filming the movie during the pandemic. Yeah, he's funny. He's got good range.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking forward to episode 9. So, I almost hesitate to ask, and I want to be careful about how you answer this.
Okay.
But you said you know how this all ends.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sounds like Joel's going to bite the bullet here. Has it been following the video game very closely? So basically my question is, if you've been following along with the video game, are there going to be any surprises?
Now, I don't know. But up until now, it is following the video game perfectly. Now, some of the stories might have changed or wasn't elaborated on in the video game, but as of now, it's following the video game.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, I'll leave it at that because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But man, I don't want Joel to die. All right. So anything else? You excited about episode 9 coming up? Did you feel like episode 8 was a great episode?
I thought it was. I thought it was really good. A very nice little bounce back from, episode 7.
When she comes out of that burning building and she's all just freaked out, I love that. That was a great scene. And she's reunited with Joel.
Yeah. I kind of wish, I mean, I know you can only do so much. You only have so much time for a show. I just wish that there were more of the cordyceps people, the cordyceps zombies.
Yeah. Because there was a few episodes back where they were like at that little barn or whatever, and the big huge one came out. Like more of that would have been awesome too throughout this season. It was kind of like it had almost the same problem as Walking Dead, which was the zombies were very secondary to the story, which is fine. A lot of times in zombie stories, it's the humanistic element is what everybody's there for.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like a lot of these people have it real easy in this zombie apocalypse in a way.
Right, because another thing too is that the whole Frank's character, or I say Frank's character, Nick Offerman's character, Frank, they did like in the video game, they did little side missions to get the battery to the car.
Yeah.
They also fought the cordyceps zombie people. And that's where we were originally introduced to the big one, what they call the bloater. They've been, they've been infected for years, basically, because it's like an evolution of how bad you can get. You have the regular ones where they're just I guess you would call them runners. Then you have the clickers. Then you have, you have the ones that are almost animalistic like. Then you have the clickers, and then you have the bloaters.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen pretty much the majority of all. Well, no, we've seen all of them now. So I kind of wish they would follow more of the video game for the action aspect of it, because you do fight humans, regular humans, the uninfected, and then you do fight the infected. So I kind of wish there was, we've seen a lot more fights between the uninfected than we have the infected. The transitions from, winter to spring or to summer or whatever, season they're in, that's how they did it in the video games. Like, one big whole aspect, so like this one right now, they're in wintertime. The next season or the next episode is going to be, I think, like spring. So, it's kind of cool to see, that, and they're staying true to that aspect of it all. But I just wish there was more action in the show. Yeah. But I do love it. Regardless, I do love it.
Yeah. Episode 8 really kind of hammered home a lot of the themes in a lot of zombie movies where, you got the monsters, but then humans are also the biggest monsters.
Yeah.
So, all right, Cameo, I don't want to break this down. I don't really even want to go into it a lot, but I have a couple of honorable mentions here to what people should be watching if they're looking for something to watch. Netflix just released, well, it was live when it came out on Saturday, but the Chris Rock has a new special, Selective Outrage. And of course, he spends the last 9 minutes talking about the Will Smith slap. So lots of people are talking about this and watching it. And I will just say, for what I do want to get into about it, that it wasn't maybe my most favorite Chris Rock special, but I think Chris Rock is enough of a comedy genius that even his worst special is still a great one to watch. Now, I do have to say, what I thought was even funnier that I think people should be checking out is Marlon Wayans put out one on HBO Max the day before called God Loves Me. And it's all about Chris Rock and Will Smith. And of course, he knows them both. So it was really funny. And I suggest that one too. So Marlon Wayans and Chris Rock, check out their new specials on Netflix and HBO Max.
Okay.
And if you got anything.
Yeah, I got one. I was going to bring up Chris Rock too, but also The Strays. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
I will say, I'll give a little backstory. There's a woman who you see in she's basically the main character of the whole movie. You see her in like this like real, serious situation in the movie. Then it jumps like a few years later. Her life is turned around. It's basically perfect, family, kids, and all this stuff. But there's two people that you don't meet in the very first like few minutes of the scene of the movie. But she kind of recognizes them. And it's basically about that. But it's called The Strays. It's a British film. And it's on Netflix. I would, if you like a suspenseful movie, check this out.
I do. I will. And I like British people.
Hey, Nick. Bruv.
I can't wait for that movie.
Oh, man. I think that's where I first saw John Boyega.
Me too. I didn't realize it, but yeah. Until later. Because but I didn't really think John Boyega wasn't like a household name at that time.
No.
But yeah. Any other suggestions while we got everybody on the line?
Not that I could think of.
All right. Well, that's the end of Nerdflix and Chill. The beginning of season 7, though. The beginning is the end, is the beginning, is the end, is the beginning.
Should I come up with a new catchphrase?
No,
Or
heck
should
no.
keep
We
the same?
keep it real here. Real nerdy.
I mean, we keep it nerdy.
Smile and put on a happy face.
Wakanda forever!
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
That was awesome!
Freeze all motor functions.